It's been so long. We went to the midnight release of Brimstone. We went all the way to New York City.
It was like November, 17th or something?
Yeah. And we were so excited. Huge fans of Quicksilver. Went there, saw Callie Hart, talk, do a Q&A, and then I DnF'd the book.
Took me a while. Definitely took me a while to get through it. And then I did eventually finish it.
I mean, even when we did we did an interview with our friend Steven, and there's like a clip, I won't say the clip part. We did an interview with our friend, and we all talked about, we were supposed to discuss this book months ago, and he had only read a part of it. You had only read a part of it. And I was like, I didn't even start it yet. Like, I just started it. And I don't know. It's just like, I've never really experienced this before where I'm like so excited for something because I loved it so much. And then to like totally lose steam and be like, I hate it. But I don't hate it, but I felt like I hated it for a second.
Yeah, it's just interesting. All like the different hype that comes around these books, and then they're considered overhyped or underhyped, or there's just so much around it, and then for it to lose its enjoyment, which reading is supposed to be enjoyable, escape from reality. And I don't know if it was, honestly, I don't know if it was a part of just all of this and like, okay, this is the next book we have to read, and we always promised ourselves like we weren't gonna feel that way, but then we went to the release, and then I think it just sort of happens when you lose sort of sight of the whole purpose. I mean, I did eventually finish it. Once again, I don't remember it. To do this episode, I started reading it, and then I was like, did I even read it? None of this sounds familiar. And then I remembered that I listened to it.
I just feel like, so for me, I think it's a combination. Well, this is where I'm like challenging myself because, you see a lot of stuff out there that's like, it's okay to DNF a book. It's okay. Like, It's okay. There's a million books out there. You could never read all of them if you tried. And so if you don't like something, don't read it. What's interesting about this experience is that like, I am happy I've read it now. Mm-hmm. But I did feel like I was dreading it. I wasn't excited to pick it up. I was feeling like just about the whole thing. And so I remember I was like really struggling with it. You're like, just stop reading it. But I can't for a bunch of reasons because we went through all like, when you get, it's like, I don't know, you go through all this excitement. We're so excited to go to the midnight release. We're so excited to get the book. And then like, I felt like, what is wrong with me? Like, why don't I like this, And, like ultimately it was just like pulling teeth. So I had to stop, and we were like, I guess we're done with it. Like that's that. And then, saw some bad reviews online, but mixed reviews.
Yeah, it seems to be super mixed. But I think also people just love to hate stuff when it's a big deal, and other people love it. You got to have your haters out there,
I don't think that's what's happening with this book, though. You think it's just hating on it because it's popular? I don't think so.
No, I just think those voices are loud.
Yeah, they are loud. They are. And I think they definitely, maybe they influenced me more than I realized too, but I don't know if I heard them before I started struggling. I think I started, because I don't like spoilers, so I will completely avoid anything that's going to spoil a book for me. But because I DNF'd it and it was hugely popular, and especially within this world, our groups, our circles, our following, who we follow, it was hard not to see some stuff. And it was like when I reread it this week, I saw some of the stuff. Like she says solar plexus a lot. And I remember seeing like a reel about someone like making fun of how many times she said that. And like, maybe I wouldn't have noticed that before, but I think I would have. It's like, I never even heard that term before. And for her to say it like 6-7 times, it's just like, that's like the loud haters, like critiquing that. Like, yes, was it weird to use that term over and over again? But did that ruin the book? No, it was just kind of silly. Yeah.
I think for me, like the struggle, which I noticed it this time a lot, I was hyper aware, is that I couldn't fall into the flow of the book. Mm-hmm. Like too many things kept happening that felt either rushed or not enough detail or force that like pulled me out of the story to be like, what?
Right.
Like that really? Already? There? What? And then I don't know. I just like it wasn't like, oh, one more chapter, one more chapter. It felt awkward. Kind of like me, what I just sounded like.
Both times I read it was not a one more chapter type experience, which is crazy because I read the Quicksilver twice at rapid speed. And like some of this is just you, like the person, the reader, right? Like where was I at the time?
Yeah.
You talked about we're feeling the pressure from the podcast, therefore it's something you have to do. So you don't want to do it, or I'm not really feeling romantic or feeling lovesick right now. I have been feeling a little bit sick of the romance spice, just personally. Like we did a lot of it, and I just kind of been more pulling toward straight fantasy and just kind of needing a little breather for a while now. So.
Yeah, I felt the same thing, which usually I'll just read it. Like, sometimes I enjoy it. Sometimes I just read it because it's part of the story. But this reading, I was like, can it be over yet? Like, I wasn't into it. And I don't know if it's, like, personal or maybe I don't want to read it or be into that or whatever. I don't know. But I just was not enjoying it. I was like, okay, is this part over yet? Because, like, I didn't want to skip past it and then potentially miss things that would make sense. So, but I wasn't in it.
In Quicksilver, I was obsessed with Kingfisher. Like,
yeah, the thing you just reposted. I was like, oh my god,
I loved him. Like, I really.
I think you're why I reread it again because I was like,
because you didn't love it
with it. Like, okay, Quicksilver, it was fine. I don't know what it was. I also think the cover played a role because I was like, that's not Kingfisher.
No, it's not.
But your obsession and reaction, I was like, okay, I'll reread it. Yeah.
And then you did like it.
Yeah, I did.
I do wonder if, like, how much of it was this particular book and how much was it just us and, like, a series of unfortunate events or coincidental experiences. But
yeah, like, it wasn't, I, like, I didn't want to read it or hear it or any of it. And wasn't, like, cringing at them. I mean, I was, but I still would not hate or just get through it. I don't know. I think it's life, and it's interesting that would impact me wanting to
read it,
have the emotions that are attached with reading stuff like that.
I didn't love her in this book, and this is not because it's the female main character. I usually really identify with the female main character, and I like relate to them.
Did you the first time? First book, I mean.
It was okay. But I felt for her connection to Fisher was mostly related to the sexual tension between them, which felt a little empty for me, to be honest with you, because it was like
they weren't like head over heels, oh my gosh, in love.
I felt like he was.
Well, yeah, because
he had Century.
She became his whole personality.
Well, he's already been, like, looking for her forever, kind of like Gothicana. Yeah. Like, he knew what she was going to look like, and he knew she was going to show up in his life. So he, like, already kind of accepted that as his fate. But I felt like until the end of the book, so the one critique of the first book is that I felt like she hated him so much and then did it. Just
hated him, but wanted to fuck him.
It's like, which is okay and relatable, and he was a dick, and we know why he was a dick. He was nervous, she was fragile, he resented the fact that, like, she finally showed up and she wasn't a fae and whatever. But and then this book, it's like she kept just talking about, every time she talked about how much she loved him, she talked about how much she wanted him to touch her. And, like, I know that those things are, like, go hand in hand, but I felt like it was missing, like, the next layer until the end where she says, will you hold me? Mm-hmm. And he's like, did you just ask me to hold you? And it's like, and she's like, yeah, well, I wanted him, but it was more. And I'm like, now it's more? I thought you were already in love. I thought you were already God-bound, fated mates. What do you mean it's more? It was just sex? Like, I don't know if that was, like, rushed or what, but, like, that kind of threw me out of it a little bit. I'm like, that doesn't feel like love.
Yeah. I feel like it probably was just, like, lost on us, right? Like, it maybe just, like, certain holes in the story didn't tie that all together, that was the reality, because It was more about the spicy smut, like all of that, more intense, and like that was the focus. So it didn't really feel authentic to the story.
No,
like,
it didn't.
It could have been whatever. Not to nitpick.
I mean, but listen, I want to give a real like reaction to it because I feel like we've played it safe in the past because we don't, we're just started to do this. We don't want to upset anybody, and I definitely don't want to. I enjoyed a lot. We're going to talk about what we enjoyed too. It's just, I don't know. It felt like something was missing from that relationship. If it's going to be a romance, it's not just smut. It's not like smut is smut. If you're going to call it a romance, then that implies some level of intimacy that goes beyond the physical. So it's just whatever. Yeah. And everyone experiences romantic love differently. So
again, it wasn't enough. Like, I wasn't in it. I wasn't pulled into it. It didn't feel real. Mm-hmm. So that's my issue with it is like it just kept making me come out of the book like,
yes.
What? Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, that matters. And I realize that about myself because I have highly critiqued why I struggled to read this so much. And then when I did reread it this week, I was determined because we wanted to do the episode and I wanted to talk about this experience. And I actually did enjoy it. And I did enjoy some things. But like, I realized that, and I'm a mood reader. And I also love to be lost. And so if I don't get lost, then I'm struggling to, like, I want to forget that I'm sitting holding a book. I want to forget that 3 hours went by, not I still have 7 hours left in the book. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to, like, when I'm really into it, I don't even look at the little thing on the bottom of the Kindle. But if I'm looking, then it's like, I'm not there.
Because it became something that you had to do, not because you were like, I finally have free time to, like, go explore my imagination.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this book, I have to read it. I have to get done. I miss, like, that craving of a book. Like, I can't wait for the end of my day or that moment where it's like, my mind is clear. I get to read. I get to get lost. And that's it. Mm-hmm. I want that.
A couple more, like, eye roll moments were, drum roll, his real name sucks. I don't like it. Kaiden.
Khydin. 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 I think it's Khydin.
I want to fight everyone right now because I got made fun of for calling Rysand Rysand. But Kaiden and guys, seems pretty similar.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
It was weird how she just instantly
started calling. I wrote
and nicknames. Kai.
I'm like, that felt rushed. So, okay, critiques. It feels rushed. It doesn't feel like the only part of the story to me that's like fully formed and like has depth, like layers and layers is Madra, the third, Silverin, whatever, bro.
Zilvarin.
The desert. That even got more in depth in this book, like knowing that it's a wheel and that's how she's like, it's a sigil and that how she's been circulating magic and funneling it into her own like that's cool. And it was already cool. It was already like, I can see it. It was a complex system. It exists in and of itself. It's not even the main part of the story and it's still super potent. Like that is like a fully thought out space. Mm-hmm. The world building there is good. Everything about it, her experience, her struggles, Carrion being there, her brother being there, the mom dying, like everything, the forge, all the things that make Saris a character are there. And it comes through and it sprinkles in through this and it all makes sense. And maybe it's one of those series where you're going to like just keep getting more and more, but I don't feel like it was, I feel like it was lacking. Like I don't think that it was given enough context why she's half fae. It's like, yep, she's half fae now because she met with the gods or whatever. It's like, is that just convenient for the story or does that make sense within that world?
I think there's a handful of things that could fall into the convenient for the story. But I agree. The problem is like if the books keep coming back out, like I don't want to reread them again to understand and to remember. And that's like, that sucks, because if the, like you just said, the foundation and the premise is like really intricate and amazing, but I don't want to go back and understand it again for the next books. I don't know.
I'm a little worried where the next books will go. So let's just finish the negativity first. So the ending, I hated it. I don't love that dragons are considered hellbound creatures. I hate that. I love dragons. I mean, you know, creative license and artistic places to do whatever you want, but I don't love that. Because I'm not like super obsessed with the vampire representation, and like, for example, what else was rushed is like there was a cure for being a vampire this entire time, and like it wasn't brought up once. I like that she eventually touched on, oh, we've tried before and we're unsuccessful to convince them to go back to their form. But like, how are you not going to even like remotely mention that? It's like saying the plague exists and we have a cure, but they just won't take it. Like, I feel like that's a very big deal to just like be like, boop, there's a cure. Everyone drank the vial. Everyone's not a vampire anymore. And problem, like, that's just done. So, like, I think there's too much happening. I think there's too much. It's like there's basically zombies, which are the feeders. Then you have your vampires. Then you have your fays. Then you have your fae vampires. Then you have, now we have demons and gods. And now you got dragons. And it's like, I love creative license, but it's pulling me out. It's like doing too much. So that's what I don't like about it. I think that's pretty much it. So we can talk about what we like, unless there's something else you want.
This part, like when I was like looking back at my tabs, like I think most of my tabs made me eye roll. And I always mean to like associate notes with them. It's easier on the Kindle when I'm like actually reading the book. It's hard because then I don't remember why I tabbed it. Clearly this is a problem. But when I was looking at what I tabbed, there was one where she was like talking about her transformation and how she essentially like still felt like her. She looked like her. She's like, I had hips, breasts, and ass. I've always had all three, but now in my head, it's like, but now I'm literally perfect. Like looking at it, I was just like,
So not you.
why? Like, but just like, I don't know. It was just one of those unrelatable sort of female main character things that we feel, right? Where we've been talking about how we wish, oh yeah, they're all freaking, I mean, she's what, 25, 24, 25, literally perfect, beautiful, whatever. And I was like, oh, I wrote woof.
That's definitely not something that either one of us can relate to. Who's the other really sexy character in another series where like we can't relate to her, but we liked it?
Bryce?
Yes. Bryce. Yes. Like she owns it. It's like somehow it's not annoying at all. It's like
No,
empowering.
That one sentence I tabbed was really annoying. I was like, good for you. Like, okay.
There's just like some things missed the mark. I also wrote down that Carrion didn't age in Sylvarin. Why? Is that? I mean, maybe it's necessary. Maybe that's. But it's like they had this whole conversation about how he would be the same age as them, and they remember him being like whisked away, so he is their age. And then there's like the whole thing. Like, so then she's just touching on like a time warp or something.
Yeah, weren't they talking about? Didn't he? There's something about like they don't know how long they actually spent, like they don't, Saris and Fisher, like they don't know how long they actually spent with the gods.
Yes. And they were saying that time works differently.
Yeah.
But he wasn't with the gods. He was in. Why would that make him?
I feel like that might be a nugget we're missing.
Maybe.
I'm not sure, but
Hey, tell me if anyone's listening that you know we're missing something, because I was like, what is the relevance of that? It just more negative. And then I promise we're done. And I don't even know. But like, and I'm not calling him Kaiden. Kingfisher drew in a deep breath, ignoring the male's question. I've come for a dragon, as is my right. Summon our father. Tell him I've come to make a trade. Okay, the last sentence of the book. Cliffhanger, right? Huge cliffhanger, but not, because We just went to hell with them. We were just there. I read this book. I finished it 3 hours ago. And when I arrived here 2 hours ago, I couldn't remember. And I don't have a memory issue. Like, no, I do, but not like that. Not like that. And I was like, wait, what happened? Because I'm not connected to that part of the story yet. Because we just went to hell with demons and two weird, creepy characters hanging upside down over a bunch of humans, which makes no sense. Why are the humans there? Who are they? I have so many questions. What's happening there? So weird use of a cliffhanger to like throw us into another completely different trajectory of the story and not even know what's going on. Obviously, Kingfisher is related to the devil, I guess. Which is cool-ish. But
I don't know. I mean, you just said it. The lack of connection.
Wait.
Another weird, crazy thing is happening. Another, like, oh my God, like, that was just another eye roll. Like, if I was going to pick theme of this book, it is eye roll.
Ironic, because I also still feel like you should read it. I don't think it's not worth reading. I'll probably read the third book, which I feel like I say all the time. But I actually mean it. Like, I would read the next book when it comes out. I'm not rereading these again. I'm just going to read it and see what I remember. But, yeah, no, definitely a lot of cringy eye roll moments. But, like I said, I still think it's worth reading it. There's actually a lot of things that I liked. You said some people like this better than Quicksilver. Absolutely not. Quicksilver's better. However, there were some things in this book that were better to me, like Carrion, for example. Mm-hmm. Callie Hart talked at the Q&A at the midnight release about how, and you hear like people like, woohoo, like in the crowd, like that loved him from day one. And I liked him. He was good comedic relief. He reminded me of like other, second tier characters that are good comedic relief, but she kind of alluded that he was going to be a bigger character and you're going to see a lot more of him. So I was expecting that, but I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much. I mean, he is a good character. He's good. He's funny. He's annoying. Him and Kingfisher had good banter. There's an evolution between their characters. Kingfisher. Yeah. I like that part where Carrion says, it's very simple, Fisher. If you treat me like I'm the court jester, I'll be the court jester. If I'm the laughingstock or the drunk or the idiot, then you're not thinking about who I really am, are you? I just survived here for over 1,000 years. Do you really think I've been able to do that if I couldn't pull myself out of a fucking hole? If at any point you underestimated me, he smirked, arching a dark copper eyebrow, then I'd say that was your mistake rather than mine, wouldn't you? I loved that. I was like, yeah, get it, Carrion. Fucking tell him. But he is he is an idiot.
I enjoyed their relationship, Carrion and Fisher, much more this time around. Like, I was enjoying the banter and it was appreciated. I didn't appreciate it the first time around, I thought, because I already knew about it, because that's what was talked about the midnight release. So I was like expecting it and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But I like appreciated it this time in the moment. So
I think she does a good job with the bromances in the book. I think she does a good job I felt connected to the connections between the male characters and their friendship, right?
Yeah.
I feel connected. I was happy they found Folly, even though I don't really fully understand what's going to happen with him and how, like, the purpose in the storyline as to why Saris picked him to be one of the head vampires. And then immediately after that, like, the whole court was dismantled. So there had to be a purpose for that. But with Ren and Lorith and all of them, I think she does a good job.
What's it called? The Lupo Proelia?
If you can't say it, I can't say it.
I was just trying to remember what it was called.
Whoops. I'm invested in their camaraderie. I know I kind of already talked about it, but I thought she did a really good job with, just kind of like weaving in like real themes of life, propaganda, the way Madra immediately releases, her picture and that she's been drugged through the streets. It was reminiscent of, what's that movie? Can't think of it. Oh my God, guys, help me. What's her name? Oh my God. Song of...
Can you give me a little more information?
Oh my God. Dude.
Give me something because you gave no context. You gave no context.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Hunger Games.
There you go.
This was your context, then I was just supposed to get it. Like, there's nothing else. And you're like freaking out that I didn't.
Because I can't whistle.
I can't read your mind. I will never like be the first person to get pop culture questions that you don't go to.
Hold on.
Freaking.
We went to the bar during trivia night. And we got.
Don't bring me to trivia night.
Don't bring either of us to trivia night.
No, that's not true. You're good at movies.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
They booed us out of the bar. The whole bar booed. Boo!
It's because they had the buzzer, and we were just hitting the buzzer. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh, whatever.
We also didn't know any of the answers.
Listen, my brain could not possibly think of the answer and hit the buzzer fast enough. Like, those two things could not happen at the same time. So you said it was really unrelatable what she said, but I actually think that I related you more to Saris than I relate to Saris. And not because I know I just said, I don't really like her. That's not what I meant. Not this part. I don't really like the way she talked about Fisher. I like everything else about her. But when he was talking about marrying her, and she was freaked out about it, even though they're literally bonded for all of eternity in their souls. And she's like, but married, I don't need to get married. I just did all this stuff. I was just this. I was just that. I was just a rat from the third. I was just, I don't want to do this. And I was like, that's Stephanie.
Why do we need all the titles? Why does it have to be forced? Why does it have to be real? Can't it just be the choice every day for the rest of our lives? Because it'll probably still happen. But the second you attach the, like, this is now you, this is the chain, there is no running away.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't have gotten that without you. Like, in my life, I would be like, what a freak. What's wrong with her? Like, because I get the fear of commitment, but you're already committed. So, like, I guess to me, they're all synonymous.
The theme that I always thought and felt like around marriage and things like that was, I mean, it is like the joy of the free will. So it's like, it's not that I'm afraid of you forever. It's that, like, now my choice is gone. My free will is gone. If it ever isn't okay, I don't get to, I'm not supposed to make a choice that, like, leaves it, right? And I like the concept of, because life is temporary, everything is temporary. So I like the concept of being able to choose you every day, even if it is for all of eternity and Godbound, right? Like, there's just something more to that for me personally in my weirdness. So I don't know.
I could press that logic, though, because you could also say that even though you're not supposed to leave it, you could, right? So you are essentially in a marriage.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You are still choosing them every day because you could dissipate the marriage at any point.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's something
psychology is around whether it's the Catholic upbringing or societal restrictions on what that means. Because, like, I want to be someone of my word, right? Like, I don't want to go back on what I said. It happens. It's life. It just is what it is. But, like, yeah, I don't know what the psychological component of that is for me.
I mean, I can relate to it. I think I would feel equally as freaked out about being God. That's not real, but, like, to me, any commitment gives me the same feeling. Like, they're like the different
like
levels.
Fate,
yeah,
like faded,
or like having a kid with someone. Like, that's really forever. I mean, debatably, that's the biggest thing you can do with anyone, because even if you're not with them romantically anymore, even if you're not with them, even if they're gone, like in my situation, like Kevin's gone, I'm still connected to him for my entire existence on this planet. So, like, that's a big choice.
Yeah.
I'm, like, sweating just thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is with the legalities or societal constraints on something like that, where
it just makes it more suffocating.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, you're not alone in it, obviously, you know. But you do remind me of her when she doesn't like attention, and she doesn't want everyone looking at her, and she doesn't want to exert her power. Like, can't relate.
Give me the power.
Give me it. I love the fire sprites. I always love sprites. They're the best, especially, like, Crescent City. That's where I first fell in love with fire sprites. They're just like these spicy little, intense, stressed out, pure little creatures.
I love that.
They're just the best. They're so good, and they're so mighty, but weak, but not, but are, you know? I just, like, am obsessed. If anyone ever does disservice to a fire spray, I'm going to fight them.
They were, like, little bursts of light and love, like, throughout the book. what's his name?
Archer.
Yeah, like he was just, his excitement towards like the things, like I loved it.
Yeah.
Like
Excited to serve, excited to be there, excited for their role in whatever it is.
Yeah.
Trying to, I don't know, when he defends her against the feeder, and it's just like, it's so cute. So cute. So cute.
Okay, so my favorite quote of the book.
Oh yeah, you're very, very enthusiastic. I have her notes in front of me, by the way. That's why I keep laughing before she talks.
Okay, so it's on page 180 because I like to remember where they are. We create all the wonders in this realm just by being present to witness them. And it's always magic that lights the way. And that, I just loved it. Loved it. Because like that, sounds real to me, right? Like whenever like moments in life happen that like we're fully present for and aware, like I'm just like, there was magic there. Mm-hmm. Like I love that. I was like, okay.
It is good. I've been seeing a similar quote circulating recently on the interweb about something like there's always magic around us. We just see it all the time. So basically the gist is that we're desensitized to it. But like if you were transported from another planet and never saw any of this, first of all, the light could be magic. The light was magic to people 200 years ago. Mm-hmm. Being able to see with glasses is magic at some point. Everything. Clean water is magical. We're alive. We both have offspring that were created inside of our bodies. That's wild and crazy. There's a lot of magic.
Yeah.
You have to look for it. Being present to witness them. That's the key. That's really hard to do. It's like you got to train yourself to do it. Little kids are the best. Oh my God. Stephanie posted this photo on her personal page of her blowing dandelions with this little boy that she met at work, and his parents were there, and they had like a moment, and the mom captured it, and I was like bottle that up, those moments.
Yeah, I mean he came, I just love telling the story. It's so freaking cute, and like that's everything. Is he came in holding a handful of dandelions, and he comes up to me and he says, "I brought you wishes." And he hands them to me. And like, I love dandelions. Like they're my favorite. They're not a weed. They're beautiful. I saw this thing recently where like you have the different forms. You have the dandelion. Like when it's yellow, it's the sun. When it's got its seedlings ready to be wished on, it's the moon. And then it's the stars when they blow away. It's like, I just love dandelions. Anyways, so I said, "Do you want to go make wishes with me?" And we go outside and we like blow the dandelion wishes out, and it was just like it just returned this like gratitude for existence. Like it was like, this is what life's about, like these moments, this is magic. I think I was like smiling for days after that because I was like, oh, that was beautiful. It was a glimmer.
I love that.
It was a long lasting glimmer. I was so happy that I didn't just like go back to not thinking about it and like back to the mundane. It stuck with me for so long. It was so amazing.
It's special.
Yeah. I really liked the paper stargazer birds. That just kind of aligned with my little moments of magic. Like, and then they ended up just being so much more too than that little spark of magic in a scrap of paper. Like there was so much more to it. I like the complexity of something so simple.
Some of it was so good. That was so unique. I didn't, other than thinking they were magical and cute, think anything of it. The way she had Kingfisher's mom, Adina, come back to life through this notebook was cool. I was surprised about it. I didn't I didn't really understand why she was so important. So that was like, it was like a refreshing storyline. It made me think as a mom, like, shit, like, would you hang around for thousands of years just to help your child? The answer is yes, of course. I'd be honored to watch their life. But then how much would you, I felt like I was thinking, like, we're going to see how much her meddling helps. It seems like it's helping, or her not meddling, her interfering, if it helps. But I would be scared to interfere too, because it's like, what I mean, you would want to, because you would want to prevent your child from being hurt. You'd want to help them reach the end goal. You'd want to help them find peace. You'd like, you know, their entire existence to not burst into a ball of flame. But it reminds me of bending time and like the butterfly effect, and just being nervous. Like, how much do you want to interject in your kid's life and not let them kind of do it?
Yeah. Which is kind of the struggle of actually being here is like, too. Like, watching them do things, and you know that they need to make mistakes and learn the hard way, but you don't want them to. And
obviously, there's a lot more to the story now that we know what Kingfisher's dad is somehow tied to the underworld. So that means mommy's got a taste for bad boys. So obviously there's more to unfold. Ultimate favorite part of this whole book, it was the fox, was Onyx. I have a dog that I actually call my little fox, not because of this, because she's tiny and red and is the size of a fox. And so I've never had my own tiny little dog. Like I grew up with a little dog. I've had a big dog. I've never had a tiny little dog. I love dogs. I love dogs. Okay. First of all, we don't deserve them. It's unconditional, unwavering loyalty and love that we have not earned and we do not deserve. The scene of the dog running across the field. I'm going to cry.
because it's the fox, not a dog.
Whatever. The fox. The scene of the fox running across the field for her with like fractured bones and bleeding paws for its life. Just, I can't. It's so, my dog would do that. So anyway, so I was already telling her, I'm like, Onyx is my absolute favorite part. It's similar to the fire sprites. I like dark stuff, but it always is nice to see just pure innocence and light everywhere, always, right? That child that's not, just seeing innocence. And so I wore my dog today, this morning, and I didn't even know, spoiler alert, that Onyx was going to die. And I just lost it. I started crying like I just did, but like actually crying, like tears, like.
You almost canceled today.
I literally have cried. I've cried in books, okay? But I cried so hard for that fox. I ran to my puppy and picked her up and squeezed her. And my daughter and my dog were looking at me like, well, mom's gone. She's lost it. What is happening? You're so perfect. Oh my God.
I mean, that's everything you just said and did is like the definition of unconditional love. The dog and you. Like your reaction. Oh my God. Like that's unconditional love.
That's
a special thing.
It is a special thing. So chef's kiss on that. And she must be a dog lover because she talks about how they're the innocents and they come down and then they choose you. Oh, that was so cute. I just loved it. I loved it. It's my favorite part. So book 1, Kingfisher. Book 2, Onyx. Which is maybe like where my life is headed, honestly. So like, I don't know how much of this really has to do with the book and how much it has to do with me. But isn't that lovely? So to circle back to the beginning with the DNF thing, I sent you something and I don't remember who said it. And I meant to remember this so I could give credit for the quote. But it was what I basically said before about there's too many books, like DNF it. It's not for you. And then two authors that we've interviewed recently said like how amazing that, you're writing this book and someone out there is waiting to read it. Right. And so what's interesting about this book is that I wasn't ready to read it then, but I was ready this week. Mm-hmm. And so DNF, but maybe revisit it, I guess is what I learned. Like it's okay to stop and you have to be ready to receive whatever it is that's, and I could read this and I could have read this 10 years ago and not even noticed the fox. You know what I mean? But today, that's what was really important to me. And like, I enjoyed the story thoroughly enough for just that connection.
Yeah.
Because that touched me. It touched my soul. So isn't that what we're looking for?
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about listening to whatever that calling or that pulling is or the pushing, right? Like we weren't pushed. We were pushing it away. We weren't pulled to read it, and we should just listen. And then, like, there's either another book we're supposed to read, or we're not ready for that one at all. I don't want it to feel like we have to, or whatever we're doing. And like, but what you just said just reaffirms that like there's always something serendipitous about like when the timing is right and then it's easy and it feels good. So you took away something huge from that. And yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. So my like, what was ironic about reopening this book is, I think there's a shirt going around on Instagram and then I've seen it multiple times in different things, where in the book it starts with Shakespeare's quote of hell is empty and all the devils are here. And those are those serendipitous moments that even though that's more dark than your lightness of opening the book, that I was like, oh, interesting. Let's see what's in this book that I need to read now, because I always take little nuggets like that as like, okay, I'm chasing this because I've seen it before. And it's not necessarily that there's something about Shakespeare or whatever, but it's like, what am I feeling in the moment when these things repeat themselves, like these little nuggets? So I was like, all right, maybe it is just time to read it, or it's time to talk about it. It's time to put it out there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Hazrax? You said that was you loved it.
That was like definitely one of my favorites, because like how it was introduced in the beginning and then its appearances throughout, like that. What character did it remind me of from ACOTAR? What is it called?
Oh, the one in the library that's Cassian's afraid of?
Oh, that's Brax.
Yeah.
No, it starts with an L. The Sorrel.
Oh, okay. Surreal. I think it's surreal.
Surreal. So like they
got something right.
That is kind of like what it was giving me throughout the book. So I felt like this instant like connection to it. I was like, what? I need to know like what you're thinking. Why are you here? Like I want to know his point of it's not a he. Its point of view.
Also, I think she says he's a he, but I don't know if she does. Whatever. There's definitely more to it. Because at first, creepy, and I didn't like it. I was like, ugh, it creeped me out, which is it's supposed to. And I'm like, ew, go away. I feel like his breath smells. But then he does help her. He tells her she picked the wrong favor, and he gives her extra time, and he gives her a minute to look for the last piece of paper that has Kingfisher's real name on it. I'm assuming it's implied. So it's like, and then she summons him and he comes and he's like, you can't summon me. I'm not your subject. But then she's like, but you just came. So, help me save my baby Onyx. And then, I don't know. So there's definitely more to him. Like for what and whom is he observing them for centuries? What's his end? To what end? Yeah. Where is he from? I feel like he's an alien.
He's just one of the things that pulled me back into the book, right? So when all the moments that pulled me out of the reality, I was not connected. Him, I was like pulled in because I like want it. Yeah. I was like, ooh, there he is. I wanted, let me pick up any nuggets or pieces or whatever. Like he had me. It had me. I don't know.
That he has a whole backstory that we're not privy to, and it makes sense and it's believable. It's not just like how we kind of feel about the whole end piece. Like hell was just kind of bombshell dropped on our heads. He doesn't feel like that. It feels like he fits. So,
yes.
I feel like we were a little hard on this book, and that's okay. I feel confident. Like we've not really, we've been honest, but like I feel like I wanted to talk about this in like a real way about how I feel. And I also feel a little validated that we're not the only ones. This is wildly mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Why? Really, from people completely hating it, so many people DNFing it, to people just absolutely loving it still. Like you said, some people thought it was better. So it's super interesting, and we're not alone in our mixed feelings about it. And
it's all okay.
Yeah,
right?
It's good.
Like, it's all okay. I feel like it allowed us to. It still did what it supposed to do, right? We're sitting here, we're talking about it, we wanted to connect to it. There are things we didn't connect to. It's just real life human behavior, so it like essentially still did what it was supposed to do.
Are we all gonna call him Kaiden now, or like we're gonna stick with Kingfisher? I don't think I can do it, guys. I can't do Kai. We know a Kai. He's our friend. We like him, but I can't do Kai. Kingfisher can't be Kai. You know when like you go name something, like when you're naming your kids or a dog or a plant or something, you're like, I can't do that. I know someone named that. This is rude, Callie. Like you should have consulted with me first. No, I'm just kidding.
Dare you?
I'm just kidding. But I can't. It's Kingfisher to the end for me. I do love him. Do you love him? Or do you like Carrion? I feel like you would like Carrion more.
I feel like I am more connected to Carrion.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like how like dirty and.
Are you sure you don't like that? I feel like he would work at Zoomies. And we're done.